As he started to overtake the car, his wife screamed a second time. Why, Hal had no idea. But he felt it too. A weird sensation, like the night had grown claws which scraped the skin off his spine. Hal slammed on his brakes again and pulled back behind the nightcrawler. He turned to his wife and started to ask her why she was making all the noise and freaking him out. When it happened a second time. A shadow roared past them. It had to be a car. No missile could fly that low. This second car was doing 120, maybe more, and no lights. The car ahead of them roared to life. It pulled a smoking wheelie and accelerated to warp speed and roared off after the other car, still with no lights. Hal stopped and pulled over to the side of the road. He needed a couple of minutes to pry his shaking foot from the brake pedal. And a while longer to stop his heart from stuttering over how they'd just been handed a tomorrow. Because his wife had screamed at an empty night. When it happened a third time. 2 SUVs and a van roared past. Their lights were off as well. All 3 looked painted in shadows. Hal's headlights revealed all the passengers wore night vision goggles. Then they were gone. And the night was empty. Black, silent. Hal turned to his wife and said, "I'd rather retire on Mars." The woman who led the operation sat in the first SUV's passenger seat. She knew the men had expected her to take the safer middle car. The lead vehicle was always the one to catch the worst incoming fire, particularly in a situation like this, flying down the highway in the dead of night with the lights off. The agents from the local FBI office probably thought she was riding in the most vulnerable position to show she was as tough as any of them. They were wrong. The woman would have to care what they thought to make such a move. She spoke for the first time since they had started off. "Are the police in place?" The guy seated behind her said they were. "They know what to do?" "We've gone over it with them in detail." "For your sake, I hope they follow orders," the woman said. "Call it in." The driver picked up the radio on the seat between them and said, "The ops is a go. Repeat, go." "Light us up," the woman said. "Keep the siren off. I want to hear myself think." They stripped off their night goggles as the driver turned on the headlights, then set the bubble on the dash and hit the switch. The man in the rear seat said, "So, they have a name for this midnight madness?" "The car running hot is called tricking," the woman replied. "The setup car is trolling. They trade back and forth." The guy in the rear seat said, "Red line down an empty highway looking for death. This is a game?" "I guess if I had enough drugs in my system, I wouldn't care either," the driver replied. The woman said, "They do it straight. That's part of the deal. Straight or not at all. It amps the fear factor." The guy behind her asked, "How did you find out about this anyway?" "I've been stationed out here for 19 months, the driver agreed. "This tricking hasn't ever surfaced on my radar." "Radar," the woman said. "Cute." "Is that your answer?" The woman pointed ahead. "Here we go." The road ahead was suddenly illuminated by police cars flipping on headlights, spotlights, flashing top lights. The 2 racing cars spun about, only to find the trio of followers had stretched out, running in flanking position, blocking the entire highway. For once, the local police did exactly as ordered. The officers stepped forward, guns drawn, but they didn't fire. There were 2 kids in each car, 3 guys, 1 girl, age 19 to 23. They were cuffed and searched and crammed into the unmarked van. The kids watched through the van's open door as 2 agents got into their tricked-out cars and drove away. The woman opened the van's passenger door, then turned and said, "Thank you, gentlemen. That will be all."